So hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Christina Fagan and I am with Union Home Mortgage, who is the proud presenting sponsor of the now Union Home Mortgage Cleveland Marathon. A strong part of Union Home Mortgage culture is a commitment not only to our customers, but to our community through the Union Home Mortgage Foundation. It's one of the reasons we're so proud to partner this year with the Cleveland Marathon, because every year the marathon allows participants to run for a cause supporting one of several Northeast Ohio nonprofit organizations. Today, we'll be looking at 4 different charity partners in the second part of our series that you can actually race in support of this year. We'll learn a little bit more about their missions, their programs, and how they're helping our communities. Today, we have with us Tami Honkala, President and CEO of the Help Foundation, Valerie Hillow Gates, Executive Director of the American Heart Association, Cindy Rios, Executive Director of Haven Home, and last but not least, Beth Heffner, Events and Fundraising Coordinator for Friends of City Dogs. So thank you so much for joining us today, ladies. I'm so excited to get to know a little bit more about your organizations. And we're going to start just by asking you each to go through and give us a brief description of your organization's mission and your history here in Cleveland, Ohio. So Cindy, I'm going to go ahead and start with you to learn a little bit more about Haven Home.
So the Haven Home was founded in 2017. We came about because there was a rapid increase in family homelessness. And so the Office of Homeless Services of Cuyahoga County asked us to temporarily open an overflow shelter. And we've been around still since 2017, providing compassionate assistance to women and their children. We do that through emergency shelter. Like I said, we're an overflow shelter, which means we're like the waiting room for shelter. All the family shelters in Cuyahoga County, especially right now, are full. And so because there has to be a place for families to go, Cuyahoga County has a no turn away policy. The family overflow exists, and that's us, along with some other partners that are involved with us. We also do some programming. We have support groups. We have some arts and crafts, some art therapy, some career coaching that we offer both to our residents and to the surrounding community and women with children. And we also do community outreach where we provide diapers once a month to basically Cuyahoga County. Last year, we did about 2,000 diapers a month. And this year, we'll slow down just a little bit, but we're probably consistently around 1,200 diapers a month, serving anywhere from 7 to 9 different zip codes. Again, like I said, most in Cuyahoga County.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for telling us a little bit more. Housing is a huge part of the Union Home Mortgage Foundation's mission as well. So excited to hear that you're joining us as a charity partner this year.
Well, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Tami, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the Help Foundation and the work you guys are doing?
So for over 50 years, HELP has provided services and supports to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We provide services in residential programs. We have 20 group homes within the Cleveland community. We provide day and vocational training. We have an extended school year program for children. We provide services to day services to seniors with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And then we also provide transportation and employment services.
Wow, that's a wide breadth of programs. It's wonderful to hear about it.
Thank you.
Valerie, now switching gears to something totally different, tell us some about the wonderful work at the American Heart Association.
Here at the American Heart Association, our mission is to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives for all. And we keep health equity at the core of everything we do. While the association is nearing our 100th birthday across the country, here in Greater Cleveland, we've been active since the 1950s. And one of the cornerstones of our work throughout history has been a focus on funding scientific research to help fight the leading killer of all Americans, which is heart disease. I'm really pleased to share that since 1960, the American Heart Association has funded more than $113 million here in Cleveland through meritorious research grants at our amazing hospitals and universities. So we feel really proud of the return on investment that we can bring to our community when people choose to support the American Heart Association.
Wow, that's astounding. What a long and rich history in Northeast Ohio, and who would have thunk it? Beth,
Absolutely.
Beth, will you tell us a little bit more about Friends of City Dogs?
Friends of City Dogs is a volunteer-run nonprofit that supports the dogs of the Cleveland Kennel and the City Dogs Adoption Program. So the funds that we raise take care of medical needs, canine enrichment, the volunteer programs. So we help to add that little extra something that the dogs need while they're waiting for their forever homes.
I don't think we could get probably 4 more diverse organizations together in one interview. So there should be something for everyone watching this to spark their interest. But I'm so glad each of you is signed on this year to be one of the Union Home Mortgage Cleveland Marathon charity partners. And I want to know a little bit more that if someone participates in the Cleveland Marathon on behalf of your charity, obviously those funds go to support your organizations. What are some of the types of specific programs that you guys offer that these funds might go to support? Let's start in a different order and start with Valerie, actually.
One of the program initiatives that we're really proud of is increasing access to healthy food options for all of Cleveland's families. We know that childhood nutrition really plays a critical role in early heart health and early lifestyle habits for healthy living. And so we're working with local restaurants to try to make the healthy choice the easy choice or the default choice when a parent takes their family to a restaurant or a fast food establishment. Last year, we were able to successfully pass a policy within the city of Cleveland that restaurants will provide the healthy beverage as the default option for children to work on reducing the sugar consumption of our youth. And now we are building a coalition of support to try to get the rest of the kids' meal, the entree and the sides, to follow suit and be a heart healthy option. We don't want parents to be penalized for trying to pick a healthier option. It shouldn't cost more, it shouldn't be harder to get, and it should be available in all areas, all zip codes, all towns. And so we are working on that, and that's one of the many things that a supporter supports when they partner with the American Heart Association.
What a wonderful initiative. I did not know about that, about the healthy drink choices. So that's awesome to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tami, how about you guys? What are some of the programs under the Help Foundation that these funds could support?
Any donation that we receive from the Union Home Mortgage Cleveland Marathon will be used to support HELP's newest project, something that we just broke ground on last month. It's a 4,000 square foot hydroponic greenhouse that will serve as just one of our employment training locations where individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities learn skills that will lead them along their successful path to community employment. You know, Help Harvest program is designed to provide individuals with IDD curriculum and real work experience designed to teach basic job skills, reinforce workplace behaviors, and build confidence while they are developing work and that ethics that they can use to be successful in gaining and succeeding in community employment. The food grown at our greenhouse, our Help Harvest greenhouse, will be harvested and then be used to create healthy dishes at our Help Harvest kitchen, which is located in Lakewood, a catering operation that we have there that employs individuals with disabilities. The food that is then harvested and used will be sold and packaged and labeled for sale under our Help Harvest name at a grab-and-go cafe that we will be operating at the new headquarters for the Cleveland Foundation in Huff. All of these programs that we have will serve as hands-on environments, allowing individuals with disabilities to learn, grow, and earn. We're super excited about it. We'd love support. It's a great initiative, and we can't wait to see it come to completion, which will be in the spring of this year.
That's great. What an awesome continuous cycle of opportunities and just helping the economy, but some of those career readiness skills that, you know, for us, we believe that is one of the straightest paths out of poverty. So kudos to you guys. Excited to hear about that project.
Super excited about it. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to share it.
Beth, how about you guys at Friends of City Dogs? What are some of your programs where these funds might go?
One of the programs that we offer is canine enrichment, and it is our passion to have our run group, which not only helps our people, but our dogs. So dogs that are very stressed out, maybe not handling kennel life so well, we have a run group that works on, or volunteers, weekends and during the week. They run dogs down to Edgewater. They take them on group runs. They take them to the metro parks. They socialize them, get their energy out, get these dogs in a good mental place so that they can continue to figure out ways to, you know, integrate into family life. We also have our Kong enrichment program. Anyone that has dogs might be familiar with Kongs, which are little rubbery toys that are filled with good treats, and that gives dogs the mental stimulation. And so we have our Kong team. It requires Kongs and peanut butter, treats, things like that to stuff them, to get those dogs while they're sitting in their kennels to have a more enjoyable afternoon. We also have our transport. We got to get these dogs moving. So we use our money to help our transport team to send dogs to various rescue shelters in state and out of state. There's just so many different things that would benefit from, you know, helping out. And if people want to run, they join our City Dogs Runners on a marathon weekend, and we're going to have a really good time.
I love that. And I can attest dogs do love their Kongs. So thank you. Cindy, how about at Haven Home? What are some of the programs going on there currently?
I think that probably the most critical program we have is the emergency shelter. And one of our goals is to make sure that being in shelter is not as traumatic as the decision to enter shelter. Like, that's not an easy decision for a mother with children, especially, to decide that she's leaving wherever she may be, whether it's doubled up, whether it's, you know, with a partner. I mean, sometimes people come for domestic violence reasons, eviction, a number of different things. And sometimes they come with all of their belongings in a garbage bag. So we want them to leave in a better place, emotionally, physically. So we provide rolling suitcases for them. For when they leave, they have their items in a suitcase. We have birthday parties for the kids. Like once a month, we have a volunteer who comes in and she hosts cake and balloons and a lot of fun for the kids. You know, of course, the holidays are going to be coming soon, and we have a Christmas shop where the kids can come in and buy gifts. Not really buy them, but, you know, with their fake money, come in and get gifts for mom and other family members. And mom also can pick out some gifts for the kids. You know, we want to have a lot of activities for them, but we also want to make sure that they're received with love and compassion, that no one looks at them with any type of judgment. We all love them, and we make sure that even the rooms are beautiful. Like, we decorate the rooms like as if it was our own room. You know, we have little decorator blankets on there, and sometimes we put a stuffed animal on there for the kids, or moms will go away for the day and they come back and we have a purse hanging on the doorknob with some toiletries and maybe bus pass and items like that in there, so that this really does become something they'll look back at as a turning point in their life, and not necessarily, oh, those times when I was in shelter, you know, but that it really be a step up for them in moving forward.
Absolutely. All those programs definitely help bring a sense of normalcy to something traumatic that's going on in their lives. So it's great to hear. Now, I know for all of our nonprofit partners, COVID has thrown everyone for a loop. It's made us pivot programs, become more innovative, try new things. So I'd love for each of you to maybe share either a story of success or ways that you guys were still able to make an impact throughout this pandemic, or how it's changed some of the work that you've done in that way. So let's actually start with Tami this time, and how that has affected the Help Foundation.
So here at Help, you know, as the world shut down, our services did not. You know, we continue to provide critical and needed services every single day. This hasn't ended with COVID. It hasn't ended even in the post-COVID kind of era that we seem to be in. You know, our staff, the staff that I honestly really consider these forgotten healthcare heroes, they've come to work every day and have continued to care for and help keep healthy and safe one of Cleveland's most vulnerable populations. So we, you know, it's been a challenge, 24 hours a day, and it hasn't stopped for the last 18 months.
Beth, how about you guys at City Dogs? What have you seen happen through the pandemic?
we have approximately 4,000 dogs come in every year. And these are generally, you know, stray dogs off the streets of Cleveland, and they still need care even when everything else was halted. We had to get creative this year. We couldn't have our in-person fundraising events to do, you know, to work with all the programs. So thankfully, we had a really great crew, and we've been able to take some of our biggest fundraisers, our holiday fundraiser, we took that online. We did our first ever 5K last fall, and that was virtual. I honestly didn't know that we could pull all of this off, but I'm very proud to be part of a team. And, you know, the kennels work with us, our volunteers, our nonprofit is only a little over a year and a half old. It was amazing what we were able to accomplish. And I feel that that has just added to our tool belt so that we can, as we start to do things in person, we still have that component where we can still manage this offline. And so we're very, very excited for all of the help and support that our supporters have given us.
I totally agree with you. I said this in our other charity interviews, that as much as COVID has been horrible in many ways, the blessing in disguise is it has forced us all to get creative and bring in hybrid programs that only allows us to expand our reach even further and get that mission and awareness out there farther. So definitely good luck with everything else as you guys continue, especially being such a newer organization. It sounds like you guys are doing a great job with it. So Cindy, how about you guys at Haven Home? What are some things through COVID that have either shifted or impacts that you've seen take place?
Well, for us, you know, the monthly diaper giveaway actually came about because of COVID. We went through a period of about 2 months during the stay-at-home orders where families where very few people were actually seeking shelter, because of course nobody wanted to be in a congregate setting. And since the numbers were so low, we said, well, we still have to serve, you know, women with children. So how can we do that? We had a large number of diapers that had been donated. And so we started, you know, we said, oh, well, let's do this and see how that works. Before you know it, we were doing it every other month, and then we were doing it every month. And now we're really a go-to for many of the families in our community, like I said, especially in our own neighborhood. And also we've had to have lower numbers because we have to have social distancing. Our building can actually hold 52 people, but we keep it at 26, around 26, 27, because there has to be space. We have to be able to sort of have shifts for meals. So we had to rethink a lot of our processes. And that, like everyone else has said, that's been good because things got a little bit better organized. People thought through what's important to do and what's not. And then, like I said, the diapers giveaway was just an incredible plus and a blessing. And to know how many different families we've been able to help during a very difficult time when there were no other social service programs available to help with diapers.
And it's interesting to see some of those same issues with social distancing in shelters, how that will continue to persist and increase our need for shelters and affordable housing in each of our communities going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't see the need for the space changing, but it does affect the end of the pipeline where people are seeking housing.
Valerie, how about you guys with American Heart Association? Obviously, COVID raised other health awareness concerns, but that doesn't take away the work that you guys are doing. So what have you guys seen shift during COVID?
A staggering 40% of those patients that have been hospitalized with COVID-19 are actually people that have had a stroke or have heart disease. And so that was a real clarifying moment for us because those are the people and the families that we've always been fighting for. So we knew that they needed us, you know, even now, perhaps more than ever. And we also were seeing higher rates of COVID-19 in our communities of color. And so thus our continued focus on health equity for all. We want to try to be a part of the solution with, you know, helping with equitable access and equitable healthcare across all of our community. And so when we think about some of those things, we really pivoted our work during the pandemic. And while some of the specific actions that we took looked different, we were reminded that, you know, heart disease still remains the #1 killer of all, and our work really was relevant. So a couple of programs that we rolled out during the pandemic early on, we were actually able to create a patient data registry for COVID-19 to help track patient symptoms and treatments, and we were able to provide that at no cost to hospitals. We were able to use the existing infrastructure that our organization already had for heart and stroke related registries. So that was a big thing that we were proud of. We also continued to create new patient and family resources and really a focus on materials and education for schools. We knew that children were so disrupted by the pandemic and by being away from, their school setting that they were so used to. So we were able to really provide support through the schools that we've been working with. And then lastly, I wanted to mention that we were able to quickly accelerate some scientific research grants to study very specifically the overlap between cardiovascular diseases and COVID-19. And so I'm really proud to say that Cleveland is actually the hub of that COVID-19 and cardiovascular research project, representing kind of the rest of the country. So lots of researchers across the country are working together and collaboratively with Cleveland at the head. And so we're continuing to pivot like everyone else and learn new ways to do things, but proud to continue advocating for those who suffer from heart disease and stroke and for their families.
Wow. So it doesn't sound like you were busy at all during COVID, basically. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. We obviously have this is only an introduction to each of these nonprofits, and we're barely touching the surface to the types of work and impact that they're having. So I definitely urge anyone watching that to explore them further. Go on their websites, look to learn a bit more about their programs, see if you can volunteer and get engaged. But I'd like to each give you guys a moment to see if there's anything else that you'd like to tell some of the runners that are training for the marathon on behalf of your organization or that are considering participating on your behalf.
So I think I'd like to share that, as a smaller organization, every little bit helps. And we do a lot of the grassroots things like bus tickets and helping people with tennis shoes and feminine hygiene products and all the little things that can be costly. And so you can rest assured that your donation is appreciated, first of all, is used in a responsible way, and that we're a transparent organization, and we welcome anyone who's interested to contact us, and we'd be happy to give you a tour of our facility.
Well, we just thank you for considering your support. When you support the American Heart Association through this Cleveland Marathon opportunity, you're supporting our Heart Walk movement, and we're hopeful that some of our Heart Walkers might be future marathoners, so they can use our Heart Walk to help train. We do invite the community to come on out and walk with us. We have locations across multiple areas from Lorain County to Ashtabula County and downtown Cleveland, so they can check all that information out on our website. But again, just appreciate the support, and people are counting on us. It's very hard to meet a family that hasn't been impacted by heart disease or stroke, and so we're reminded of that all the time. People are counting on us, and we thank everybody who supports us.
I would be so happy to actually see our supporters not only donate, but to actually join us. I personally will be running the half. I am not a professional runner. I play one on social media. So come on out and do the 5K, get a buddy, get yourself moving. I think it's a great opportunity to see Cleveland, meet some more people, and also with all of the charities, get more involved. Everybody, most people have some extra time on their hands. Volunteer, donate, participate in your community, and help support all of these great guys out here.
Thanks. Running and training and running for a marathon certainly has a lot of challenges, but please know that any donation made to help, and in particular this amazing greenhouse that we're building, will help to provide services and supports to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities who face challenges every day in their lives. We have just a few short months to get to this finish line, so as you're running across, we hope that you'll consider helping us get there. Thank you so much.
So like we said, we hope one of these nonprofits has inspired one of you today watching. Like Beth said, there is still time to register to get involved in this year's marathon. Whether you want to participate or even volunteer, there are several opportunities to get engaged for the weekend of October 23rd through the 24th. Whether it's the 5 or 10K, half or full marathon, you don't have to run it, you can walk it, and best of all, it's good for your heart. So for more information, please visit clevelandmarathon.com to view some of those opportunities and your chance to register. But otherwise, I want to thank each of you ladies for joining us today to share a little bit more about your missions and the great work you guys are doing in Northeast Ohio. And we look forward to seeing you at the Cleveland Marathon. Thanks, everyone.